row,
Okay.
and easy.
Hare Krishna.
So uh, we have got a limited time because we are uh, scheduled to go for the next program. Maybe we have got around 50 minutes, so I will speak less. I'll keep it open for your question. That will be better, I think. So just few things I would like to address, and then we can do it. Just few minutes back, when I was chanting, I mean, I took the beat back to chant, and I got a call from Malaysia, where Guru Maharaj is now giving initiation, to give some name options for a couple of devotees, Chinese devotees, who take initiation now. The initiation ceremony will be in the evening, but some of them are probably traveling back, so they wanted to get the name. So what I felt, this is kind of a um, lack of communication, last minute calling up and to give the names for the candidates. So I got late to join here because I had to communicate with them for last few minutes, more than 20 minutes. This is one lesson, that we keep everything ready on time, in time, so that there is no last minute rush and no addition of candidates on the last minute. Whatever is there in the list, of course, sometime one or two extreme urgent case, that's a different thing. But that's not a very healthy practice to keep on adding the candidates till the last minute of the uh, before the initiation starts. So we have, as they say, well, well preparation, half good, half done. Well preparation, half done. So things when you do, when you prepare nicely, that things are all actually half done. Well planned, half done. So it starts from the day of taking the notes of who are the devotees that you would like to groom them for initiation. So I always suggest the devotees that to go as an go with the process as like the making ICU, intensive care unit. Say for example, we have 100 devotees attended in today's program, and out of them, I can see that around 20 are more interested, eager, and sincere, seemingly sincere in Krishna consciousness. So let's immediately take them in another uh, category, special category, that we are going to focus on them. We'll help others also, but these 20 devotees will be our special uh, attention, will get our special attention. So we start work with them from the day one. Of course, some will also fall back from that list even. That's quite possible. But at least we know that these 20 devotees. So we make a mental map that I'm preparing them at least for next year. In next 2 years, he should be initiated. He should get the connection to the Guru Parampara. So then we take those 20 candidates on our top list, and we start to communicate with them more frequently and see that if they are interested more in Krishna consciousness. Of course, we are not interfering in their personal life. If they are interested, then we, from the beginning, we give them Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, I mean the abridged version at least. Let them start reading Srila Prabhupada's biography. And after some time also we can give Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada's biography, like two basic books they can start. So then we have a particular session for reading with them. If someone is not able to uh, find time to read, let's have a reading session for the whole congregation, or those 20 devotees. Make on once in a week session, 1 hour, enough. 1 hour we read those books, and if possible, maybe we can have one monthly or bi-monthly question answer or kind of quiz. I mean, how far they have started properly to see that. So we make them ready in that way. So if we take the target, then 2 years time in the personal reading session and their own, uh, I mean the group reading session and the personal reading. 2 years is a very good time to finish the really required books for initiation. And on the other hand, they're also being inspired to follow the four regular principles. We don't wait for somebody will go for shelter and then we'll make them read the books. Better we start from the day one to read the books, because anyway, Srila Prabhupada's books can only give him more impetus to make advancement in spiritual life, better than our own preaching. So let's introduce Prabhupada books from day one and they start to read books. If you think that we'll start with the small books, fine, then teachings of Lord Chaitanya, or maybe the Upadeshamrita, something like that, you can start. So for those devotees whom I am planning to take them for initiation, I will plan it, I'll schedule it, keeping those initiation books in my mind that they should read the books, because most of the cases we see that devotees are falling behind because they have not completed the books. So let them complete the books, and to complete the book, to ensure that they have read the books in time, we can start it from the day one, and side by side we engage them, we inspire them, and we give them some service and inspire them to follow the four regulatory principles, and they will come up to the standard, and then we list them for initiation. So once they are ready for initiation, and have been exemplary in their sadhana, steadily doing their sadhana, uh, then we consider them for initiation. Then you have your own local standard of exam, take that, and after everything is ready, then we send the names for initiation and they're listed. Now after uh, receiving the initiation from the spiritual master, this is a widespread disease, you all know that, which is many devotees, they actually do not keep contact. I don't think this is a case in your congregation, as I understand that ISKCON Whitefield is more active in that part. I was hearing one story from Chaitanya Karuna Sindhu Prabhu yesterday about one devotee, how he got initiated and then he has actually left the movement somehow. He's no more interested. So he is trying to, under Harikshetra Prabhu's guidance, he is trying to communicate with that devotee and inspire him again to come back. That's a very good approach. We don't want, because after so many lifetimes, a living soul, a living entity gets the opportunity to get connected with Krishna consciousness. So this is more important. After getting initiation, uh, what are they doing? So we make them always engaged, keep them always engaged by giving some important or any services, and help them in Krishna consciousness. And as leaders, we also should be striving to go further and further in Krishna consciousness. The more we have Krishna consciousness, the more is the chance that we can give them Krishna consciousness. So we have to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. So the quality of the devotees will be the asset for our movement, not only the quantity. Srila Prabhupada wrote in 1972 to Bhattu Gopal and other devotees also that now it's enough, now boil the milk. I don't want to see only in the numbers. Let me be verbatim what Prabhupada wrote. You all know that this is a famous quote letter by Srila Prabhupada. Many times he used to write. He said, now I want that we shall concentrate on making our devotees Krishna conscious and ourselves becoming Krishna conscious. Very clear. We make them Krishna conscious and ourselves becoming Krishna conscious. And not be so much concerned with expanding ourselves widely, but without any spiritual content. Just like boiling the milk, it becomes thicker and sweeter. Now do like that. Boil the milk. It was letter to Rupanu, May 9th, 1972. So we can see Prabhupada's mood, very crystal clear here, Prabhupada's mood, that not be so much concerned with expanding ourselves without any spiritual content. We also should try to expand, but keeping the quality intact. We don't want to compromise on the quality just for the numbers sake. In many places they do it. And one thing is that if our devotees is properly trained and they are more Krishna conscious, they know how to balance their material life, their career, their spiritual life, and they're happily growing in spiritual life. Who is, who is going to be benefited tomorrow? You or some other third person? You will only be benefited because your congregation is your asset. You can rely on your congregation. Otherwise, the congregation can become headache. And once the congregation becomes headache, then if even if I don't have headache, they will become my headache, and I cannot sleep peacefully at night. So better we make them, as Srila Prabhupada also write one famous letter. You might be knowing that the letter to Karandhar Prabhupada, devotional service should be spontaneous, individual, spontaneous, and voluntary. So, and Prabhupada said that we want them to individually think, independently think, of course, under the guidance of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, but they should be individually thoughtful. So we make them ready for that. It's not that every single moment, personally, I don't like, I, many devotees are in touch with me, but many times they told me that we would like to share our sadhana report with you. Of course, I'm not any guide or leader or counselor, but throughout the classes, they are in contact with us. So they wanted to share. I said, I don't like to read other person's sadhana report. That's not my job. That's the Shiksha Guru's job. So you can share your sadhana report to your Shiksha Guru. Even the closest person of mine, very close to me, he also wanted to share. I said, no, your sadhana is your personal thing. So, I'm not saying that you follow the same thing. No need. You have your own standard. But point here is that I personally would like them to learn and get inspired to walk independently, not just only being under a Hitlerian strict observation. Now, there is a tendency within our movement in many places, and the role of Shiksha Guru is very difficult to maintain for some devotees. If I say you'll stand, if I don't say you'll just be in this place. If I say you'll eat, otherwise you'll not eat. Those days are gone, kind of. This was in our Vedic culture. Gurus say anything, but Shiksha Gurus are also in many cases not exemplary. Why should people follow them? If I become exemplary, then people will follow. If I do nonsense, then why people will follow me? And then if we expect that no, my congregation should follow me 100%. Am I 100% following Srila Prabhupada? Then I can expect that others will follow me 100%. And it's not that following me, they should follow Srila Prabhupada and Prabhupada's teachings. And I'm simply the facilitator. The moment we put us as a facilitator of flowing the mercy from the parampara to the devotees, they will have trust on us, will become trustworthy. Otherwise, uh, they will always feel themselves vulnerable to us. So let us not make the things, I'm not saying that you do it just as Harikshatra Prabhu said, to share your experiences. In many places, I have seen like that. And devotees become so morose then. So let's have Let's make them mature enough in Krishna consciousness. They know how to choose which one is good for their spiritual life. They should know that if I go for this job or that kind of routine in my life, it will hamper my spiritual life. No, no, I'll not do that. And how peaceful it is. Once I heard that in one class, Srila Gaur Krishna Maharaj was glorifying. Maharaj has left the planet many years back, but his contribution are wonderful in his giving so many Bhagavad Kathas. So once he was glorifying his grace, Radhesham Prabhu, he was saying that he saw him in one big function, in one big festival. 5,000 devotees are attending, and he was also sitting in the class and hearing the class, usually which is very rare in ISKCON. Any program, managers are more busy than the congregation. They will have to run here and there. So it was all nicely organized that he can peacefully sit. So we'd like to see that devotees are happily doing Krishna consciousness. They are blissful. This one single thing to make them feel blissful in their Krishna consciousness and spiritual with spiritual content, not just some program. It's not a social gathering. Any Bhakti Vriksha or any programs in our social gathering. It's a place where we can do Guya Makati Prichati, we can discuss about our spiritual life, we can inspire each other. Srila Prabhupada writes in Srimad Bhagavatam, purport 329:17. This is one of the very wonderful purport of Srila Prabhupada, especially for the leaders. You can keep a note of that. You can read that. The last paragraph of the purport Prabhupada is that they should bodhayanta parashparam. We make friendship. I'm trying to paraphrase. We make friendship on the basis of our mutual interest and understanding, and we come together to bodhayanta parashparam so that we can elevate each other in the association. That's called Ishtabhasti. That's called Ishtabhasti. So we elevate each other. It's not that only I will help others to grow. I also need to be grown in a spiritual life. So in that way, if we help, I feel that it will be more um, healthy for our congregation, and to create such trustworthy and um, reliable association in the congregation, that they always feel inspired to open their heart in case they are in any critical situation of their life. And we train them to see that spiritual life is our first priority in life. We should also take care of other things, but Krishna consciousness is the first priority. Once you make a devotee uh, who always gives Krishna as the first priority in his life, any problem will be solved by Krishna himself. I don't have to give my headache so much on that. Krishna will take care of that. We are inspiring to depend, to rely on Krishna. Of course, if they need any practical training or seminars or guidance to balance their life, we do that. But at the same time, we also give the message very clearly. You are doing so many things, that's wonderful. But if you do not develop your Krishna consciousness, then very less chance that you'll be free from this problem. And it's actually Srila Prabhupada's quote. 6th January 1972, Srila Prabhupada spoke in Bombay. He said that you are doing your duty very nicely, that's all right. But if you cannot develop your Krishna consciousness, then you are simply wasting your time. Very powerful statement by Srila Prabhupada. Your Krishna consciousness should be taken care. Other things will also take care. Very, very nice. But if you do not develop in Krishna consciousness, you are simply wasting your time. And that's how we see that after many years of practice, sometimes devotees or several years of practice, devotees become hopeless in Krishna consciousness. They feel very um, lonely. I have nobody to help me, because we all the time we made them dependent on us. Rather, we should train them how to depend on Krishna, how to depend on Srila Prabhupada's teachings, because I should be no more in the sin. I am simply a facilitator. Sri Govinda Maharaj used to say that we are this pipeline. We are not the source. We are simply the pipeline. Krishna is the source of everything. So he is giving the mercy. Actually, whose mercy it is? It's Guru's mercy. Then it's Prabhupada's mercy. Then it's Parampara's mercy. Ultimately, it's Krishna's mercy coming down through the Parampara. Therefore, we say Krishna Kripa Srimurti. It's Krishna Kripa. And then Prabhupada is the Srimurti of that Kripa. So we also add them into the line, add them into the parampara system, so that we also get benefit, means mercy, blessings from the parampara by helping them. But the moment we start to think that, okay, I am the boss, yeah, he should be only under my strong grip, then and I will decide everything for him, and I'm trying to spotlight on myself for that devotee. It will be very difficult, bro. And then to maintain my stature becomes another job profile then. But if I don't do like that, I will be very happily executing our own Krishna consciousness and helping others. Mm. In the initial period, as Chanakya Pandit says, you will know that up to 16 years, you do Lalan and Taran, but from 16 years, you become the friend. Similarly, in Krishna consciousness, we initially they need some guidance. And what I feel, I always say the devotees, a devotee who's sincere, uh, to become sincere in spiritual life should be emphasized from day one. Sometimes they think that, okay, let's क्या होगा, पहले 2-3 साल हम अच्छा से मजा कर लेंगे, बाद में हम सीरियस हो जाएगा. It will not happen anytime. After 2-3 years, then will be, because initial 2-3 years we have enjoyed a lot, and then we start to think, and we are mistaken to think that Krishna consciousness is also another kind of legitimate uh, sense gratification. Krishna consciousness is not like that. It's also a pure thing. So we are not saying that you stop all your activities uh, other than Krishna consciousness right now, but please try to understand you have to be serious. If you want to get the bliss of Krishna consciousness, it's simple. Yesterday I was sharing with some devotees. How many of you like cheaters? You like it? Nobody likes. How many of you like people who are casual approach? Anybody likes? They all want, especially you are from corporate field, you all like always serious people who are doing things responsibly. So if I don't like cheaters, if I don't like casual going people, then why Krishna will like them? What for? Krishna has any scarcity of pure devotees in his planet, Golok Vrindavan? No. He's still giving us the opportunity that you execute Krishna consciousness and come to me. So therefore, we don't want to miss this opportunity of making us the part of this pipeline. Yeah. Let's do it, and let's help others also, so that they can come up and take the responsibility. So if you read that purport which I was mentioning, 329.7, I wanted to mention that also Srila Prabhupada, he made a big point there, very, very important point, uh, which is actually the reflection of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's instruction regarding Sangha. So we want to develop Sangha, which is Sajati Ashaya Snigdhavari, as Srila Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion. One should associate with Sajatiya, then Snigdha, and then Vare. These three qualities should be there. Like-minded, affectionate, and Vare means advanced. So creating that atmosphere will solve 95% of our problem. That's Sajatiya, like-minded association, advanced devotees association, and affectionate devotees association. Because Sangha is the most powerful thing, most powerful thing. It will solve 90% of the problems, because he is in the Sangha. So anytime he is feeling a little down in a spiritual life, immediately the Sangha will lift them up. But without Sangha, practicing devotional service alone and also without having proper understanding about devotional life, it will be very, 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 very difficult. So let's make that. Srila Prabhupada has given us this. We have to understand one thing. We are speaking about organization, society, institution, that's fine. But Srila Prabhupada had not given us only an organization. The organization should have some substance. Without substance, this organization will actually, if it will be split up. It's a international society for Krishna consciousness. So there are two aspects. One is management of like making the organization. So the qualified devotees will do that. And at the same time, how the quality will be ensured? By being Krishna conscious. It's not it's not that managers cannot be pure devotees. But rather our history is what? Rajarshayo Vidu. This is all knowledge given to the Rajarshis. They were all king. So this is a kingly knowledge, and this knowledge is for the kings. Rajavidya. This is for the kings, means the managers and the people who are taking more responsibility. So they become Krishna conscious. So Krishna conscious is like this ISKCON is like a gift box. So someone has given you the gift box. It's very beautiful gift box, wrapped so nicely with nice some good wish on the top of the box. And I'm immediately have immediately become so blissful but just by seeing the box. And with so much of expectation, I brought the box at home, opened it, expecting there will be a valuable gift inside. And after opening, the box is empty. And I'll be frustrated. I've been expecting there'll be some valuable gift inside. But what happened? Nothing. So ISKCON is a box. This international society is a box with the gift inside it, which is Krishna consciousness. If it is missing, then only with international organization we are not going to do anything. There are thousands or millions of international organizations already there. But this is the most precious box because it has the most precious jewel inside, Krishna consciousness. So let's make our life first filled with Krishna, and then we can share Krishna with others. Srila Prabhupada gives one lecture on the chapter of Narada Vasudev, Narad Muni and Vasudev meets. And when Narad Muni was speaking about the Bhakti Vedantas, Srila Prabhupada, in that lecture, I forgot the exact date, but Prabhupada writes there that Narad Muni, in his previous life, would just take the remnants of the Bhaktivedantas, and Bhaktivedantas would never preach him. In those 4 months, Chaturmasha, they never preached him. He was just taking remnants, and just by seeing their smiling face and their wonderful behavior, this boy got attracted to Krishna consciousness. Then Prabhupada says that this is real preaching. You even don't have to speak anything. Just by seeing you, they'll become devotee. That's real preaching. So we want to have those exemplary devotees. By seeing them, others will get inspired, and that will be actually long-standing inspiration for them. Just by giving some big philosophies and all these things, it will not help if they don't see some practical and substantial behavior in their life. So it will help them. So I'd like to stop here, Prabhu. I think that's what I wanted to speak. I'm sorry for not, maybe I have not addressed all the points what you wanted from me. I was preparing, but for last half an hour, I got a little off track because of that initiation thing. But this is the message essentially I would like to give everywhere, that let us all become Krishna, but then we can make others.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Uh, like, it's good that you have not finished, so we will have more sessions. So that's nice. So it's very, very nice, Prabhuji, like in terms of the mood and mission that you presented. and connecting people to Srila Prabhupada, being as a transparent via medium, and focusing on the no, our own Krishna consciousness. And no, I was also contemplating on the similar subject since last few days, that if we don't have the product that we profess to sell, so then no, we are just cheating the customers. So like it's a very important point that you made, Prabhu. So now I'm opening it up for devotees to ask questions. So devotees can raise hands if you want to ask a question, or you can even put it in the chat box. So like meanwhile, the question comes, like I have a question, Prabhuji. Like now, sometimes it so happens that people who are trained in some different location, so they move in here. Bangalore has a lot of inflow and outflow. So like so when they come in, like it takes some time for us to evaluate and things like that and all. So but then sometimes there is a very urgent request for initiations. Like we are the devotees from various different spiritual masters actually come here, and then sometimes like it so happens that from spiritual master's side it is all okay, why the temple president is not giving the recommendation and things like that. So we get into a kind of a fix. So like we want to see some kind of observation and philosophical testing and things like that and all. So what would be your uh, advice to us in this regard, to like how to handle such situations?
Um, I was never in the position of temple president, so I have not the experience of it. But yeah, it's a genuine issue then to address. So we have a standard procedure in ISKCON, as per the ISKCON law, that how much time they have to wait, and specific gurus have a they have their own standard for initiation, and some gurus might be asking for more and some are for less. But the local congregation also uh, ideally should have a standard which is not too high to reach and not too low to easily attain it. And we can communicate this to the spiritual masters, which is I mean uh, it is conformed with the ISKCON law. It's not that we are going against or we are asking too much. So we can, this my understanding, we can humbly put them, the spiritual masters, with due respect, that Maharaj, kindly see that your standard is met, but we have also this standard. So we would like to have a healthy congregation here, because we have multi gurus disciples here, so that everyone at least meets some particular criteria. So probably we can send that in advance to the spiritual masters, if we can know that somebody is aspiring from that guru. If it is possible, we can let the guru know it, so that he can also guide his disciple in that direction. It may help.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So Yugal Kishore Prabhu signed us up. Prabhuji can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hmm, Thank you very much. One of the points you very nicely mentioned, and it's a fundamental for those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, introducing them to reading Srila Prabhupada books. And it could also be that it also means hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture very consistently. So we have some checks and balance in our processes. However, we still see there are some cases where devotees either read last minute, or they don't even read because of the circumstances one is in. And there are many challenges because of the time, office, personal challenges. So could you please share some best practices how we can encourage devotees to read Srila Prabhupada books, as make as a regular habit, reading Srila Prabhupada books and hearing Srila Prabhupada on a very daily basis, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Prabhuji, before the answer, I would like to give a little bit brief about Yugal Kishore Prabhu. So he is the one who is managing our Siksha program, and like he's one of our core team members, and always he has this one that devotees should learn nicely, and then he has put a lot of nice checks and balances, and we have many interviews before coming to initiation, like at 16 rounds, and even Guru Ashraya and things like that. So we have formal initiations and formal interviews, and then feedbacks given and things like that and all. So we are very, very grateful to Yugal Kishore Prabhu for putting all these processes in place. So very soon.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhu. I'll be, as Prabhu said, that if needed, we can in future also we can meet again, because we got a limited time. My eyes are on the clock. We have to go for the next program. So I'll be brief in all my answers, Prabhu. Whoever asks question will be brief. Jugal Kishore Prabhu, thank you so much for your excellent and exemplary services, and which is very pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. See, I'll give one example. In my Bhakti Shastri, there are you might be knowing that there is sadhana chart in Bhakti Shastri. In any course, there is a sadhana chart. So the course which I teach, my standard is that the sadhana chart is not Mangalarati, Japa, Guru Puja, Tulsi Arati is not the standard here, because that's your own personal sadhana. I'm not interested in that. Your Shiksha Guru will take care of that, or others. But we want to see that whether you have heard Srila Prabhupada lectures. So we send one lecture daily, spanning from 10 minutes to 25 minutes. Prabhupada lectures are maximum 25 to 30 minutes.
35 minutes.
So we share with them every morning around 6:30. They get it in their phone, and on that day, after hearing the lecture, they have to send a 2 to 5 minutes voice note or text note on that what they have heard daily. So if the Bhakti Shastri is like the last batch, the Bhakti Shastri was around 14 months, which is more than 365 lectures. And it also got repeated, some lectures, but devotees were blissful. They said that we never felt that we have heard it before. Lectures and like that. So some of them have developed so much love for Srila Prabhupada that the Bhakti Shastri was over in the January this year, and this is August gone. Okay, says September till today they are sending Prabhupada class notes.
Hari Hari.
Find they're listening by their own, and I said that you don't have to send me anymore because the course is over. Now you, if I don't send, then I will not give the importance to here. So they are actually falling in love with Srila Prabhupada. And after the Bhakti Shastras over, devotees were one day they were sharing their experience throughout till night around 2:30 a.m. And there's whatever they shared, but I felt that it was only Srila Prabhupada's pravachan, Prabhupada's lecture, which actually can cleanse the heart. So we can make something, some mandatory thing, not just to become a Hitler, but to come up to this standard, maybe for initiation standard also. We may, it's my suggestion, we may introduce something like that, that if not daily, then at least thrice in a week we have to read, we have to listen to Srila Prabhupada lecture and start reading Srila Prabhupada's books. And as you say that they come in the last minute, that okay, then the last minute they will read all everything by hook or by crook, they'll finish. This should not happen. Therefore I was saying in the beginning, let's introduce the books from day one. You read one by one book, and then when they should know that if I am going to take initiation and become more committed in my spiritual life, then this is standard of ISKCON Whitefield, that I have to finish these books. They can't say on the last minute coming 11th hour, I have not read books. But it was informed to you 2 years back. How can we help? So from the beginning, they know. And also you can arrange some reading sessions together. Sometimes they read private, but they will also come to the reading sessions. And for example, we have daily Bhagavatam reading at night before we go to sleep. We are now in the fourth canto. We started from beginning, and now the devotees are attending. So even if they don't read at home by chance, they should not do it actually. There should be swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is very important. Self-reading. and we also show them how to read Srila Prabhupada's books. That's very important. Once they know how to read, they'll fall in love. Like we show them which words to take more seriously, what are some modifiers in Prabhupada's statements. Sometimes it so happens that in our classes, we discuss one word from the shloka for 3 hours. One word only, one word. And the devotees, they said, Prabhu, let's go like this. Let's this course never end. But I said, no, you have to also get, no, we want to go deep like that. So once they know how to read Prabhupada's books and which line and how this sentence is actually making so much impact on our devotional life, they know how to make notes, underline it, make notes beside the empty place, and have diaries, notebooks, and making them habituated to share important things. If you have any reading session WhatsApp group, so whatever they have read, something very catchy and very important for a spiritual life, they can share it in the group. That will inspire them. Who knows, maybe out of 50 devotees in that reading session group, they're undergoing some difficult times in life, and all of a sudden some message pops up, and they open the chat, they see that that particular sentence from Srila Prabhupada has actually released his difficulties. And yes. So in that way, we can find out some ways how to.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Nishant Prabhu.
So next in line is Nishant.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you for the very pertinent points, Prabhuji, you raised, very practical. We are very fortunate to have you, Prabhuji, here, and please keep coming and blessing us, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, my question was in a different way that, for example, some of the leaders who have been aspiring for initiation have not got initiation for say 10 years plus for certain reason. For example, I'll give my example only, Prabhuji, that I'm aspiring from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and Maharaj gives initiation 5-6 year once in India at least. So while we are serving and we get certain positions in form of Bhakti Vriksha leaders or sector leader, but since we are not initiated, the different devotees who come in who ask in different ways that why Prabhuji you are not into it, and also it's hard because they are not to that level, Prabhuji. So sometimes giving answer becomes a little uncomfortable. What
Yes.
should the response be? Because you are, I mean, they think that if I am not taking or I am taking or what it is, so they should take or not take what it is. So how to deal with this situation, Prabhuji, is one question. And one more, Prabhuji, quickly I'll ask is, um, generally most of us are Prabhuji sadhakas, practicing devotees. And at the senior level, we say that, yeah, we should go and consult if we have any challenges. But sometimes the devotees think that their personal challenges or family problems could be shared, even though we guarantee anonymity is there, because everybody is sadhakas at different levels. It's not at the pure level. So uh, when the congregation expands, then it's more like those situations could also come in, Prabhuji, because in 1 year or 2 years, they are getting into devotion, getting initiation, and they are still practicing of sorts, Prabhuji, right? While philosophy is clear, books they are reading, but dealing with emotions, dealing with different scenarios as our congregation is expanding. In such situation also, Prabhuji, how to deal. In small group, it's okay. We have solid leaders, but as we expand, sometimes it goes thin. So these are two practical questions, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Regarding the first question, um, that is why we would like to make the devotees mature from beginning. It will solve so many problems if they can maturely think that, okay, if my mentor is not getting initiated, whatever may be the reason, then it's not his disqualification, because there are some certain reasons, valid reasons, they're not getting initiated. And that does not mean that he cannot help me in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna consciousness is independent. It's individual relationship with Krishna, and somebody is helping us in that. And we can see that I mean, we may not be going to cite the example to them, the mentees, but at least we should know and somehow bring this understanding among the devotees, that even the Avanti Bhikshu in the 11th canto, he has 24 Shiksha Gurus. Avadhut, he has 24 Shiksha Gurus, and one of them was a Vesha, the prostitute. And like we see our Vilamangal Thakur, he was also inspired by Chintamani. So it's not that my inspiration point should be also be initiated like that. From anywhere we can learn. So maybe we can think on this, that how to bring this in the front, that they should understand from the beginning. And not to create such atmosphere will also help that, okay, initiated means somebody who is sitting on high asana. We would like to see the devotees from the Krishna conscious perspective, how much they are advanced Krishna consciousness. Initiation is one standard, but without initiation also sometimes devotees are really, really very exemplary. I know many people like that. Even personally, I take inspiration from one of the boys who he actually worked in Bangalore, one IT company. He's from Agartala, Tripura. But after the COVID, he is now working from home. But maybe very soon he'll again come back to Bangalore. He's not initiated. He's not even aspiring from any guru. But when I speak to him, he actually calls me once in 2 months because he knows somehow I get busy. But when he calls, then we speak hours after hours. Whereas I can't even get 2 minutes to speak to others. But when he calls, we speak more than 1 hour every time. And I would like to hear more from him. He's not initiated. He's not even aspiring. But so much realization and his understanding of the spiritual life. So we have made up that relationship. He has his respect and whatever for me, but I know that how good he is in Krishna consciousness. So we would like to cultivate that culture. That it's not only initiation which makes you the important person, so it will help then. This is one thing, and the other devotees can also help. You see, your mentor may not be initiated because of some reason, but he's a really nice devotee, and as long as he's able to facilitate your Krishna consciousness, then what is the problem in that? Right. Okay, coming to the second point, Prabhu, second question. Um, it's a big issue, handling with the emotions. It's easy to make them devotee, but as soon as the familial relationship and emotion comes, we can speak more on that. But since we have not much time now, I would say I will stick to my same point again, that let us solve everything with Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada would say that material problems, but a spiritual solution. So plural problems, singular solution, which is they should be in Krishna consciousness. They should try to, that habit should be there. They would like to see everything through the through the spectacles of, uh, through the lenses of Shastra, Guru, and Krishna consciousness, not my emotions. So instead of handling their emotions, let them train in a way that they themselves can handle their emotions. Sometimes we also, as an external agent, we try to serve them. But if the devotee himself or herself knows how to handle their emotions, that will be more powerful. Sometimes because some cases, they don't even open they're not open-minded to take help from outside. So if they are very good in a spiritual standing, they are understanding about a spiritual life, Emotions will be there, but they should know that agama paina nityastam titikshvasya bharata. We should know that how these things are actually temporary. Emotions will come and go. Last night I was talking to a devotee. Uh, Apparently he was practicing Krishna consciousness a year back. Something happened in his personal life, and then we are sharing. And then initially he was mum, he was not talking, but then he gradually he opened up. He was saying, and he himself was sharing that yes, because I stopped chanting and all this, I'm not actually good. So I was sharing that you got some experience where he got hard. So, but Krishna is our real friend, and these things will keep on changing. Sometime happy moment will come, sometime bad moments. So we also train them. I don't think that other than Krishna consciousness, any seminars and symposiums or workshop can help in handling emotions. This is the best way. Krishna consciousness is the best way. There are so many other YouTube motivational speaker and all this thing, but who can motivate more than Krishna and Prabhupada? Uh, Arjun was in the most critical, most complex, emotional, dwindling situation. What to do? And at that moment, Krishna helped. So I'm not going into details because it will take time, but that's for sure that Krishna consciousness is the solution to handle our emotion. With some external help might be there, but core principle is Krishna consciousness. Other than you tell me what else can help. For 2 minutes it will help, and the third minute again it will come back. Right? So Srimad Bhagavad Gita from text chapter 2, text number 54 to 72, like cream verses 54 to 72 will help us. And again, Bhagavad Gita 12 chapter 13 to 19 will always help us that what kind of quality one should bring. There are so many quality building companies and teams are working. Okay, make your personality, show your personality. What personality? A devotee has all the good quality. Yashasya bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunistatra samashadish. So have the qualities of a devotee. So then I'm not saying that this is everything. We have to work on this. We have to work on this, but this is the principle, the main principle, that we have to teach them in Krishna consciousness. We have to help them to become Krishna conscious, that then they'll be able to handle their emotions. Okay, Prabhu, sorry to be brief on that. I'll move on to the next two hands. We have 5 more minutes maximum.
Okay. Yes, so next Prabhuji, uh, and suddenly I'm not getting the initiated name.
Advaita Gaur Prabhu.
Advait Kaur Prabhu, yes, so you can go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Prabhuji, and your nice message. I had a quick question that you talked about boiling the milk and going deep in the bhakti so that we can ourselves relish Krishna consciousness and share it with others. So, so it often takes time, Prabhuji, to go deep and be mature. But the speed we are expanding in Bangalore, it requires more leaders and definitely more mature leaders. Better it is. But how can we make that balance? How we can have more expansion plus not losing the quality of leaders?
Okay, one thing is that it is not that it often takes time. It always takes time to make devotees sincere devotees. But what we can do actually, at least we can start from our level. On that leaders level we can do, and we think of the congregation little later. First, we become deep and mature in Krishna consciousness, and by the time we can help them. By the time we grow ourselves, and then we can help them. Okay. Prabhu, last question. Chaitanya.
Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. No, that's true. So I didn't have a question, but I just have one news to share. So I'm seeing that probably your meditation and uh, the thing which you address to all the devotees here. I told about that boy yesterday. He was Guru Maharaj's disciple. So while you were addressing us, I got a message from him. I'll share the message maybe if you can see. I don't know if you all can read. He's
We
just
can read,
saying that
Prabhu. Better you can read.
he's Hare Krishna Prabhuji. How are you doing? Any contacts of ISKCON Bangalore you have? I want to
Wow.
go for everyday kirtan and chanting.
Haribo, Haribo, Srila Prabhupada.
Only so this happened. I met him last week also in office, and I didn't tell him about anything. But somehow your meditation and the
Srila
devotees forum
Prabhupada
here
knows
and
that
there.
nobody can escape from Prabhupada once they come and under Prabhupada shelter. Thank you so much for.
Last time, yeah, last time when I met, he was telling that he met with some accident and he recently got married also. I think it's a joint. This one, and he's
Please
now wanting.
keep in touch with him under Hare Krishna Prabhu and other devotees guidance, please, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, I'd like to have more time with you, but I'm sorry for that. I need to leave now because His Grace Indra Krishna Prabhu has some commitment for the next
Next.
program.
Yes, yes. It's also in our this one only for Kannamangala.
So we'll pick on that place if you come. I don't know. Whoever. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Prabhupada.
We are very, very grateful to you for.
Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaur Prem.
Srila
Acha,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Before
Hare
you
Krishna, Prabhu.
leave, before you all leave, please bless me so that whatever I spoke, I myself can practice in my spiritual life.
Hare
And
Krishna. Very good.
then Sri Gurudev's genuine, sincere, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.